Behave yourself, young man. You can do so much better when you try.
No, behave yourself, or you'll be removed from the building.
They'll tell you to sit down. They'll tell you to behave yourself.
You must behave yourself well clause.
Behave yourself in public.
You have to behave yourself until you get there.
It's better late than never.
Better late than never.
So better late than never, right?
Better late than never.
It's really better late than never.
I guess better late than never.
He's been fantastic. Thank you. Oh, good. Better late than never.
Nice to see you. Better late than never.
Through thick and thin.
People will follow you through thick and thin.
Love your family through thick and thin.
Supporting me over these decades, through thick and thin.
We have stuck together through thick and thin, in good times and in bad.
Through thick and thin, in a century of war.
And a supporter through thick and thin.
The choice is yours.
And the choice is yours.
But the choice is yours.
The choice is yours for the size you want in it.
And the choice is yours.
Choice is yours. Always has been and always will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the choice is yours. Thank you very much.
To and fro. Not just to and fro from the supermarket.
To and fro from place to place.
They've not been going to and fro.
Delivering goods to and fro throughout the kingdom.
Going to and fro on the earth.
We send a lot of files to and fro.
Go to and fro throughout the whole earth.
There was a to and froing of messages.
Walking to and fro.
It's not rocket science.
See how simple that is? It's not rocket science.
It's very, very simple. It's not rocket science.
That's it. It's not rocket science. 4 very simple steps.
You know, it's not rocket science, and it's particularly not rocket science.
You know, it's not rocket science.
Don't worry, it's not rocket science.
Be like on the tip of your tongue, but it'll feel like it's missing.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
When a word is stuck, it's right on the tip of your tongue.
A word, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't get it.
It's on the tip of your tongue, man, I know.
Moments where you're like, it's on the tip of my tongue is the...
And having the words on the tip of your tongue and not being able to get them out.
And only a stone's throw away from the house of John Adams.
I could drink clean water, a stone's throw away from the swamp.
Stone's throw of downtown Memphis.
A stone's throw from Turkish border, a NATO member.
A stone's throw from the Adriatic Sea, the last of the independent hill towns.
A stone's throw from the North Pole.
Of what goes around comes around.
You say, what goes around comes around. History just repeats itself.
That what goes around comes around.
Well, so what goes around really comes around, especially in the social...
What goes around comes around. So what goes around comes around.
What goes around comes around.
What comes around goes around.
What goes around comes around, or what comes around goes around.
Birds of a feather flock together, for example.
Because birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together.
So, birds of a feather flock together.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Where birds of a feather only flock together.
Have you ever heard the phrase, birds of a feather flock together?
But 2 wrongs do not make a right. But 2 wrongs don't make a right.
But she made the decision that 2 wrongs don't make a right.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Under 2 wrongs don't make a right?
2 wrongs don't make a right.
2 wrongs do not make a right.
But it does, against your will.
Against your will.
They can take your blood from you against your will just because you're driving.
Part-time, against your will.
Or against your will.
I can't keep you here against your will.
If you tax people against their will.
To force someone to marry against their will.
Because they're being forced to do things against their will.
Including women being held against their will.
Just as the national debt is imposed upon your children against their will.
Keep your voice down.
Can you keep your voice down?
Number 1, keep your voice down.
Keep your voice down, boy.
Keep that voice down!